Trying to find the best cheap camera for you? Whether you're looking for your first camera, something affordable for a holiday or even a gift for a budding photographer, you don't need to spend huge amounts to get a powerful camera these days. While Canon is now onto the 8th incarnation of its Digic image processor with the arrival of the Digic 8 unit in the EOS M50, the Rebel T7 sticks with the Digic 4 Plus that was in the Rebel T6, a processor that was already looking pretty dated when that camera was announced a couple of years ago. Native sensitivity remains the same at ISO 106,400, expandable up to 12,800. Other headline features remain unchanged. The modest 9.AF system remains in the EOS Rebel T7, while the flush-sitting 3.0-inch display maintains the same 920K pixel count, and forgoes touchscreen functionality. There's also a 95% coverage optical viewfinder. While that might not sound like you're missing much, it's worth paying particular attention to the edges of the frame when reviewing images, as you may find unwanted elements creeping into your shots. Wi-Fi and NFC connectivity are present, but there's no Bluetooth Low Energy option, as in the likes of the EOS Rebel EOS 800D. With the exception of the EOS 5D Mark IV, Canon hasn't seen fit to include 4K video capture on its recent DSLR releases, so it's no surprise not to find 4K on the Rebel T7. Instead, it offers full HD video recording, with 30, 25 and 24 FPS frame rates available. The textured coating on the chunky front grip and rear thumb rest feels nice to the touch, but the smooth finish on the majority of the exterior means the camera has quite a plasticky feel overall. A 1.0-inch sensor immediately raises the ZS-100 above the level of many other rival travel cameras. It's the same sensor as is found in Panasonic's top-end bridge camera, the very successful Lumix FC1000. In the ZS-100, it is combined with a new Venus engine processor and a Leica DC Vario Elmarie 25-250mm f/2.8 to 5.9 zoom lens. There's also Panasonic's Power OIS stabilization system for stills photography and 5-axis hybrid OIS stabilization for video. Despite the increase in pixel count over that of last year's ZS50, TZ70, the fact that the sensor is 4x larger in the ZS100 means that the pixels are 2.4x bigger, which should be very good news for image quality and noise control in particular. This has given Panasonic the courage to give the ZS100 a native sensitivity range of ISO 125/12,800, and there are also expansion settings of ISO 80, 125,600. The 10x optical zoom means that Panasonic is describing the ZS100 as belonging to an entirely new sector of the travel compact market, premium super zoom. All of the other small form 1-inch sensor cameras are limited in their zoom range, so it's quite exciting to see the company coming up with a camera which should appeal even more to traveling photographers. Given Panasonic's enthusiasm for all things 4K, it's no surprise that the ZS100 has 4K recording capability, and 4K photo modes are present to make it easy to shoot 8MP still images at 30 frames per second. There's also Panasonic's latest addition to the 4K Fold, post-focus mode. In this mode, the camera takes a sequence of images with different focus distances and you can choose the shot in which your subject is sharp post-capture. Sony expects next 7 customers will head in the direction of the A7, while next 6 customers will be catered for by the new A6000. The A6000 has a similar look and feel to the A7. It features a newly designed 24.3 million pixel APS-C CMOS sensor. Like the device in the A7, the sensor has a gapless on-chip design, which is supposed to increase light collecting efficiency. The sensor also has 179 autofocus points, of which all 179 are used for phase detection, but 25 are also contrast detection points for the camera's hybrid autofocusing system. This autofocusing system facilitates Sony's claim that the camera has the fastest AF in the world, for those cameras with APS-C sized sensors at least anyway, and that claim stretches to DSLRs as well as other compact system cameras. With the A7 it also shares features such as lock-on AF, IAF and AF area settings. The camera is also equipped with Sony's latest processor, the Bions X, something which is also found in the A7/A7R. Sony claims this to be 3 times faster than the previous generation. Along with a faster speed, the Bions X processor facilitates a maximum sensitivity speed of ISO 25600. On the back of the camera is a tiltable LCD screen, which is joined by an electronic viewfinder, which is the same 0.39-inch device as found in the recently launched RX10 Bridge camera. As standard, the A6000 comes with a 16 to 50mm f/3.5 to 5.6 power zoom, the same lens that is packaged with the A5000. You can also buy it body only, with a large range of different E-mount lenses now available. As it's a high-end enthusiast camera, perhaps the perfect all-around lens for this camera is the Zeiss 16 to 70mm f/4 optic, but that comes with a much heftier price tag. The EM10 Mark III sports the same highly effective 5-axis in-body image stabilization system as the Mark II, which delivers a claimed 4 stops of compensation to reduce blur and shake in both stills and video. The new camera also retains the same $2,360,000 OLED electronic viewfinder that impressed us in the Mark II, along with the same 3.0-inch $1,037,000 LCD touchscreen on the back. One notable update is to the EM10 Mark III's video capabilities, with the new camera able to shoot 4K video footage at up to 30 fps, while it's also possible to shoot full HD footage at 60 fps. Olympus has also overhauled the EM10 Mark III's camera assist shooting modes. iAuto mode becomes simply auto, and promises to deliver sharper images in all scenarios, while the scene mode has been upgraded. There's also now an advanced photo mode, allowing photographers to fine-tune images, as well as use the likes of live composite and multiple exposure without the need to dive into the camera's main menu. Finally, the EM10 Mark III's art filter collection grows to 15 with the arrival of a new bleach bypass effect. There is something strangely appealing about the XA7, it somehow manages to exude old-school charm while offering pretty much everything a modern phone photographer needs to wean away from the smartphone. It neatly picks up where the XA5 left off, getting some physical tweaks to the camera body along with performance upgrades. Long story cut short, it's a small, lightweight, entry-level mirrorless camera that performs marvelously well in the real world, although handling the little snapper can take some getting used to. To please its target audience, Fujifilm has overhauled the rear LCD display, which not only offers a more detailed view of the frame, but is now a vari-angle screen that's great for shooting from different angles. As before, there's a plethora of creative modes to choose from that give the user many ways to express themselves, while also offering 4K video recording at 30 fps, as opposed to the rather disappointing 15 fps in the XA5. And with better autofocus performance than its predecessor, there's a lot to commend the XA7 for, provided you